Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is a review for Snowfall, Season 6, Episode 1. I didn't get the name of it, but you know it's going to be right on the thing. We lead with the war on drugs. We see this mailman walking by. He notices this little girl. She's just crying on her porch. Her daddy been out all night. She's scared. She been home all alone. So he pulls up to this crime scene. You know, they done shot up the little parking lot area. And he pulls up to the scene. And so the little girl's father was killed and all of that. She walks right up to his body, sees it's her dad. It's a sad situation. Jerome also notices. And, you know, it's just kind of... The reality is setting in that he's just been responsible for a lot of trauma. I don't think he's coping with it. Franklin and girlfriend, they ain't break up. He's still trying to get his money back. But of course, there's a roadblock. Teddy Reed, his tech head ass, you know, he gets a call and he rushes out and he goes to meet somebody. The little girlfriend, she missing, the lady. She missing, so he got to figure out, you know, what happened to her. He's looking at her pictures all around the house. She there, but I mean all the pictures are there and everything, so he's still holding out on hope. She's missing. We don't know what happened to her, you know. She was in that car in 1 minute and then the next she wasn't. Gustavo, he finally gets back home, and his wife, she been worried sick. She want to know where he been. He come in talking about he want to go bowling. She like, where you been? Talking about going bowling. Jerome and Louis, they are, you know, at one of their little stash houses. You know, Franklin hit all of them up. They know it was Franklin that robbed them. Jerome say he gonna talk to the boy, and Louis like, the boy, that was a man move. Louis, we in this because of you. I'm going to get to it. Because this is all Louis. This is all Louis' fault. This is all Louis' fault. Anyway, Franklin take girlfriend to the new stash house since, you know, Peaches compromised the old ones. He got to find him a bank that's going to take all this cash, you know, with no questions asked. She ain't on board with none of it. Girlfriend was thinking she was out of the life. She thought she was going to be riding off in the sunset. And here we are. You done drugged me back down. She like, you shouldn't have done this. You done robbed your family. You need to go make it right with your family. That's what you need to go do. Call Jerome and fix it. Franklin say, I'm not doing that. You going to get on board because I'm not doing none of that. He say, he needs her help, or, you know, do I got to go in another direction? She say, you going in another direction. How about that? Because she say, I'm done with this. Franklin, he's still looking for Peaches, you know. He paying a quarter million to anybody that finds him, plus 3% commission, you know, on when they find his $50 million. He also needs to reconfirm anybody associated with Teddy Reed, you know, like his family. Do he got some kids? Do he got a girlfriend? Anybody associated with him, I need their location. I need to find out what his pressure points are. The guy say he gonna get on top of it. He right on top of that, Rose. He say, are you sure though? Because last time, you know, folks was meddling, you remember what happened with your daddy. Franklin say he's sure. He ain't worried. Thelma and Louise show up, and they late, of course, so Franklin giving them a lecture about being late, but he, you know, gives them some money, you know, like, y'all need to hire some full-time help, hire you a full-time nanny, because y'all gonna need the flexibility. Teddy Reed, he's running back the night, you know, that he lost his woman, that he let his woman out of his sight, and she was taken. He meets with the people that are connected to Javi, and the people who killed Javi obviously took her, or they're associated with him or whatever. I don't know. But he needs their help. And the man is like, respectfully, fuck you. I ain't helping you with nothing. Gustavo and his wife, they went bowling, with the family, and he got her stressed out. I mean, stressed out. He done made a deal that, now has him up under somebody else's thumb, and she's just not here for it. He always making some little side deal. She don't even know what's going on. She has no idea he a whole informant. I don't think he's told her that. But she's just like, she can't act like things are normal because it's really not. She's worried. It wasn't even Teddy Reed that bugged their house. He didn't tell her who it was, but he was like, it wasn't him. It wasn't Teddy Reed. Then who was it? I think it was the DEA. I want to say it was the DEA bugging Gustavo's house, since that's who he wrapped up with now. Anyway, Jerome and Louis got some more problems, Their St. Louis Connect is going to be coming in town to collect, and they don't have no product nor no money to buy anymore, And besides all of that, Franklin, he just done fucked up everything. Jerome, he gets on the line. He said, I'm going to call Franklin. Franklin checks his pager, though, and he doesn't answer. He just ignores it. He ain't calling back. Franklin mama, Sissy, she and her Latin friend, they still plotting on Teddy Reed's life. Time is closing in. He needs to get a one-on-one. He needs some access to Franklin so he can get next to Teddy Reed. It's time for them to meet. It's time for them to go on and fill Franklin in on the plan. Because the longer that they wait, the more chances that Teddy Reed gonna disappear. So he says, let's meet at the library the very next day, and bring Franklin with you. Franklin, Thelma, and Louise, they pull up on the old homies. I think his name was OG or OD or something like that. He looking for, he looking at this car, this little souped up ride with some broken hydraulics. Franklin, he walks up, asking about the car. He got all these questions, and the guy like, so you selling cars now? You in the cars now? Like, what you doing? Because I done heard you ain't even in the business no more. And he looked at him like, who told you that, Lee? Yeah, Leon. Leon told me that. And, he's not out of the business, of course. He's like, I'm taking Leon's place now that he's out of the business. He and Wanda Roulette done, they done went to Africa. Franklin, he tells the guy, OD tells Franklin that he's too late, and trying to come in and be his connect because he done already found somebody. And who is that somebody? Jerome and Louis. That's who he gonna be working with. And Franklin is like, okay, can you go back to him and see if he'll match what I'm gonna give you, because I'm gonna give you 10. And so no, he said I'm gonna do it for 10. So if he does it for that, then cool, you can go with him. But if not, then you know who to call. But the guy says he's not trying to get in the middle of the family feud, So all of this, you trying to put me in the middle. I ain't trying to get in the middle of y'all. But Franklin says that it's just business, Next time you see him, if he give you a better deal, cool. If not, then shit. You need to come on over here then. And he's like $200K, which is what he'll be getting in return, if they do start working together. He said $200K a month or something like that. That can buy you a lot of cars, don't you think? So it's looking like Franklin got the better deal. Gustavo, he at the warehouse, and Teddy Reed storm in, demanding answers. Where you been? Teddy Reed tells him about his missing lady, and Gustavo, how can I help? Because he don't know how to help. He don't know where that lady is. And Teddy Reed, he said he ain't gonna rest until he finds her. Franklin, he shows up to the hospital where Kane is. Kane done took a turn. They had to sedate him again. But Franklin is there about business. Once again, Leon out, I'm still in, just so you know. The guy's like, damn, read the room. You just gonna come up here. Y'all the reason we in here in the first place. You want to come up here talking to me about this. Like, can it wait? No, it can't wait. Franklin needs you to know that he's still in business. Don't make no mistake about that. Just let me know when you want to talk, okay? Louis, she meets with Teddy Reed, and Teddy Reed knows something is up because she coming back too soon for another drop. She done left her honeymoon and everything, and she finally tells him, that they were robbed and Franklin was the one that did it. And she's like, somebody cleaned out all his accounts, and so I guess we was the next best thing. Teddy Reed sitting over there looking guilty because he didn't know he the one that cleared out the accounts. He said he gonna have Gustavo deliver the bricks. She adds, and the cash got took too, so I'm gonna need this on consignment. He gonna make it happen. He asked what's gonna happen between them and Franklin, and she's like, I don't know, but we ain't gonna be doing family dinners. We ain't doing that no time soon. Ain't gonna be spending Christmas together. Girlfriend and Franklin, they have a conversation about the business. He was supposed to get out. She ain't signed up to be no trap queen. She tired of, him pulling her back. She's trying to rid herself from her past life and what she used to do, and he's asking her to launder drug money again. She ain't with it. Franklin is like, I don't do it lightly. This is about survival. He has to play on her heartstrings, bring up the baby, and now she's, back on course. Jerome, he meets with OZ, and he tells him, that he wants to do business with him. But he gonna have to match what Franklin is offering. And Jerome is like, you know why he's selling it so cheap? Because he stole it from us. That's why it's so cheap for you, because he stole it from me. OG say, listen, I ain't getting in the middle of y'all's family business. Jerome asks, did you get the product yet? And he says, no, Thelma and Louise coming by today. A little later, they're going to drop it off. So you already know Jerome going to show up. Teddy Reed, he meets with his handler, or the guy he been working with that's actually working for the CIA. He tells him about Javi and the missing lady and all of that. And they're going to need a new gun connect since Javi's dead. Teddy Reed, he want to know if the powers that be, if they done heard word about any of this, what's been said. He going to get his job back anytime soon. He worried about getting his job back. And the guy's like, listen, we got to make sure that you clean before we ever let you come back. So there's that. When he leaves, Gustavo shows up. And Teddy Reed kind of vents to him about Franklin, going to war with Jerome and Louis. And then he got the nerve to throw his microaggressions. His fucking family, man. They don't even have sense enough to know that they're tearing each other apart. It was just such a loaded ass statement. It's microaggression. It's that we're going to throw cocaine into the neighborhood. We're going to throw crack into the neighborhood. We're going to throw the guns into the neighborhood and watch them kill each other. Oh, look at them. They don't even have sense to know they're tearing each other apart. And it's all our doing. You just going to make note of it like it's like that was just cool. Okay, Teddy Reed. Gustavo, he headed out, and Teddy Reed says, oh, I never apologized to you. I'm so sorry that you had to wait in the hospital, Which one was it again? Because Gustavo said that's where he was at. When he was missing, he was at the hospital with the family, and they were waiting in the waiting area. And so he throws out some hospital, but you already know Teddy Reed ain't. Gustavo ain't stupid either. He already knows Teddy Reed don't believe him, and he's on to him, and he's gonna check in. he's gonna double check all of that. Franklin, he's at the tarmac and girlfriend show up with her trap queen outfit, and he's like, "What's this?" She's like, "Oh, ain't this what you wanted? I thought you wanted me to be a trap queen. This what you was asking me for, right?" And it's like she's playing him, do you want to see me in this capacity or not? Cause it's looking like you don't really like it. It's looking like you see me, and now it's like, I got my pregnant wife out here doing this for me. Yeah, go on and let the guilt sink in, because you ain't got no business having her do this. Cocaine Bo, my bad. He filling Jerome and Louis in on, what the police know and what the police are up to as far as the case goes. And they gotta stay on top of it. Bo, he ain't got his job or his badge back, but he still has relationships, and he's going to use some of those relationships with the guys on the force to, you know, get some information and pull some strings. Jerome tells him, you know, keep your mind right. Stay off that powder. Fucking junkie. Louis asks him, you know, go ahead, you know, excuse us so they can call Franklin. Franklin finally answers the phone. Everybody acting like they don't know what's going on. Well, mainly Franklin. He acting so cavalier, like they talked last night. And Jerome is like, you know, I want to meet. Franklin says, what for? Jerome is like, nigga. Franklin is like, I didn't want it to go this way, you know. He went to Louis, you know, and asked for help, but your wife went behind my back, stole the plug. It's just business. And Jerome says, nephew, if you don't bring back what you stole, you gonna understand how this works, little nigga. Franklin says, if you want to come after me, fine. But my eyes been open from the beginning. And they still are, nigga. And he hang up. Louis says, you know, there's something else that you need to know. She got to ask, because this is what she does, get Jerome all riled up. She tells him that Franklin pulled a gun on her last night, and he said that he was going to try to kill her, and, you know, she knows what she's doing. She gassing him up. Thelma and Louise, they meet with Franklin, and they done had to bring the kids, child, because Franklin just keep popping up with jobs. Franklin keep the kids company while they over there, you know, swapping out the stuff from the trunk. And then he got the nerve to tell them, you're not gonna bring them to the drop, are you? And she like, yeah, we're gonna have them back there in the back with Etch-a-Sketches. Don't ask me about what I'm doing with my kids, and you keep pulling me from my kids. Like she don't have kids. Just call her all times of the night. Anyway, Teddy Reed, he gets a call, and, you know, he rushes out to meet with a detective. What's the name? Detective Rosen. He done found this missing lady. And she was, come to find out, she was locked up in a cage. Child immigration done got her ass. Gustavo, he shows up to the police. And he's, you know, the DEA people he been informing. He knows that Teddy Reed is on to him, you know, so he's like, I'm going to need y'all to double check. I'm going to need y'all to go on back around there and clear my alibi. Go on and take care of that. And the man is like, listen, you're going to have to follow protocol. You just can't run up in here. The people that don't follow protocol and do exactly what we say wind up dead. Now, you do what we say, you're going to be all right. So don't just be rolling up over here. How you know you're not being followed? To the police station, you know? You can't panic. You can't get paranoid. None of that. You just gonna have to play it cool. You done already agreed to be an informant. So this is what it is. Gustavo say just make sure you handle that. You just make sure you take care of what I'm asking you to take care of. Make sure my story checks out. Franklin, he meets with Sissy. She finally tells him everything. You know, and Franklin says, he about to get in bed with the Russians, you know, and commit treason, you know. I need a minute to think about all of this before I just start lighting the match. She can't believe that he's even, you know, that he has to go back and forth about it, that he still believes that America is on his side. Like, how can you believe that? She goes on this great monologue, you know, about the agony endured every single day by black folk. And especially the agony she received every day after what Teddy Reed did to her man. You know, he took her from him. I mean, took him from her with, you know, just off of a whim out of nowhere, like without her in mind at all. Like, he just disregarded her. Never mind the black lady, never mind her. You know, like, it is what it is. And it was very true. It was very true. Just the fact that he disregarded her presence so much so, like, to just leave her alive, because who's going to believe you? You know, you're invaluable to me. It just is what it is. And she said that, you know, she used the word inconsequential nigga. And she couldn't have been more right about Teddy Reed. That's exactly how he views her. How a lot of them view us. It really is. It was a good monologue. But she said she gonna kill him, you know, and she wants him to know that it was her that did it. Since you gonna disregard me like I wasn't there with him, you just gonna take my husband, you know. And she said, "Now you with me, Saint? Or are you with them?" She done with the man. He says, "Okay, tell Latin friend we can meet. We can meet tomorrow." Thelma and Louise, they go to the drop. Old homie, OG or OD, whatever his name is, he starts sexually harassing Thelma, talking about he know little bitches got little coochies, but what about big bitches? I don't know. I ain't never been mountain climbing before. Thelma says, "Why don't you fuck your mama and find out?" All that cat calling. On the way home, though, they weighing their options. Like, he was kind of cute, girl. You'll let him hit, girl, cause I might. He was kind of cute, huh? No. Louise, she bring up Franklin, talking about, "I know Franklin slanging wood." Thelma like, "Girl, he got a girlfriend and she pregnant." Louise say, "What they got to do with me?" So they just having girlfriend talk, and then all of a sudden they get pulled over. And the police walk up to the car with their guns drawn, screaming at them to get out of the car. And then Cocaine Bo, he steps out, looking like he doped up or like he going through the withdrawal. He makes them open the trunk and ain't nothing in the trunk. Then Jerome get out, asking where his money is. Where's my money? Where's Franklin holding my money? Thelma and Louise say, "We don't know. Franklin ain't never took us round there. He ain't never told us where the stash was. We don't know." Out of nowhere, Jerome just punches the shit out of Thelma. And then proceeds to straddle her and pistol whip her until she's dead. Louise screaming from the side, "Stop fucking hitting her! Stop hitting her!" And he's just constantly, "Where the fuck is my money?" They don't know, Jerome. He gets up, off the lady and tells her, "Tell Franklin I did this. And I'll do it again until I get my money." I say, poor Thelma. Ooh, poor Thelma. Thelma was dead. It was just obvious. It wasn't no need in trying to, what, is she alive? Is she going to make it? No. It was obvious. He beat her to death. That's where that one ends. Of course, let me get on over here to review the second one. Because they gave us two at once. Anyway, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby. And I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.